We forget what our ancestors understood and practiced daily. It was widely recognized that the path to success and a fulfilling life required effort and discipline, grounded in respect, courage and wisdom as fundamental pillars of our society. Our ancients sought to act justly, resisting vices. By contrasting these attitudes with the contemporary world, it becomes evident what I am expressing. Some examples illustrate this. Most aim to win the lottery or get great wealth without dedicating effort. Rare are those who seek to achieve prosperity through hard work and discipline. Many do not realize that the satisfaction of achieving goals with effort far outweighs the joy of getting something by luck. Moderna models often deviate entirely from virtue. Consider the famous personalities on television. How many of them are recognized for their respectability, courage, discipline, or wisdom? The conclusion often reveals that fame is associated with other attributes. Contemporary society persuades us that mediocrity is acceptable and that all human beings are equally valid. We applaud those who indulge in addictions, while we push away those who defy the current, seeking positive change. If you are watching this video, it is likely that you aspire to improve your own life. Have you considered the experiences mentioned earlier? Many come to the same conclusion eventually. Today's society induces us to unhappiness, and some need to experience it to realize this. Despite contemporary challenges, there is a solution: return to the mentality of our ancestors, a way of thinking that brought out the best in us in antiquity. And what continues to have remarkable relevance today is Stoicism. If you're new to this channel, you're probably wondering what Stoicism is. Don't worry, because in this video I will elucidate the meaning of Stoicism and how you can integrate this philosophy into your life. I will also share 10 Stoic practices for you to apply in your daily life if you want to start living more meaningfully and lightly. Stoicism is a philosophy that originated in ancient Greece and that later reached Rome, becoming one of the foundations of Roman society. This philosophy played a crucial role in the development of one of the most powerful empires in history. The striking distinction of Stoicism is that it is a practical philosophy, going beyond mere theoretical thought, being necessary its experience and application in our existence. The purpose of incorporating Stoicism into our lives is to achieve serenity, to live a peaceful, happy, and purposeful life. Fundamentally, a follower of Stoicism believes in the possibility of leading a happy life and acting with virtue. Acting with virtue implies turning away from vices and harmful influences, acting for one's own and common benefit. Stoics seek to cultivate the 4 Stoic virtues: courage, temperance, justice, and wisdom. To act with virtue and avoid vices, Stoics advocate the need for control, justice, and wisdom. Courage is considered the first virtue, meaning that a follower of Stoicism must perform his duties even in the face of fear, not allowing himself to be intimidated. Being brave is not the absence of fear, but rather facing it and not showing it. A practitioner of Stoicism fulfills his responsibilities despite the challenging circumstances that may arise. As for temperance, it implies the ability to control body and mind, using reason to act logically, avoiding excesses and not becoming a slave to emotions or addictions. The essence of wisdom lies in seeking to understand the world in a rational way. For the Stoics, this implies differentiating between things that are under our control and those that are not. On my channel, there are several detailed videos on each of the Stoic virtues. If you want to delve into the basics of heroic behavior and fully understand the 4 virtues, I will leave the link to these videos in the description. Once we understand that the Stoics guided their actions by these 4 virtues, I will explain 3 pillars of Stoic thought to consolidate the understanding of this philosophy. Subsequently, I will provide you with 10 Stoic practices to apply this philosophy in your everyday life. The first Stoic pillar is the dichotomy of control, which is possibly the basis of this philosophy. It consists in distinguishing what is under our control from what is not. It is crucial to understand that we can change what is under our control, while we must accept what we cannot control, avoiding unnecessary suffering. The second Stoic pillar is known as amor fati, which basically means loving one's own destiny. By understanding the dichotomy of control, we realize that we cannot control most situations in our lives, but we can control our reaction to them. All the experiences we experience educate and shape us as individuals. A follower of Stoicism would recognize that it would not change anything from its past, as it sees the past as a wise master and the future as an exciting challenge to face. The third Stoic pillar is self-knowledge. There is no point in trying to live according to Stoic virtues if we do not stop to reflect on our mistakes. Knowing yourself implies discovering your limits and identifying areas for personal improvement. The followers of Stoicism set aside time daily to reflect on their actions and thoughts, gradually seeking to improve both in thought and in action. Now that you understand what Stoicism is, I'm going to share 10 Stoic practices to apply in your day-to-day life. Cultivate gratitude. Reflect on all the good things in your life and recognize how fortunate you are. Take a moment every morning to express gratitude, recognizing that many people face more difficult situations. Accept what happens, face events with acceptance and move on. The past cannot be changed, and there is no going back to correct what has already occurred. Accepting difficulties is the first step to acting proactively and avoiding unpleasant situations in the future. Do not lament the unchangeable, avoid lamenting what cannot be changed. Learn from the experiences and move forward, focusing on growth opportunities. Remember your victories. In difficult moments, recall the challenging situations that you overcame in the past. Recognize that you have faced adversity and emerged victorious, and that you have the skills to overcome today's challenges. Take responsibility, avoid blaming others for your problems. Take responsibility for your actions and work to overcome challenges. Remember that you do not control the actions of others, only your own thoughts and actions. So direct that energy to taking responsibility for your life instead of wasting time blaming others. Do your best every day, but avoid focusing too much on every action you take. Instead, focus on giving 100% to each endeavor, which will bring you closer to your goals than constantly thinking about them. Do not spend time on activities that are not worth all your effort. Give up the practice of complaining, as this will not solve your problems. The only purpose of complaining is to increase your unhappiness. Recognize that many people face more difficult situations than yours and would give anything to be in your place. When faced with decisions in life, remember that easy choices can result in a difficult life, while difficult decisions can lead to an easier life. Abandon the search for shortcuts and avoid performing only the minimum necessary. If you want to surpass others, you need to do more than them. Choose the path of effort and discipline to achieve your goals and live the life you want. Be prepared to deal with challenging times, as life doesn't just consist of happy moments. Happiness is not lasting, so enjoy the good times, be grateful, but be aware that you will eventually face unpleasant situations. I do not suggest that you live constantly thinking that happiness can end at any moment, but be aware that both good and bad are fleeting. No matter how challenging your life is, avoid despair. Just like in the previous advice, keep in mind that adversities also have an end. On a daily basis, you have the ability to make decisions that bring you closer to the desired life and help overcome problems. Although the journey can be arduous, remember that difficulties are not perpetual. Reflection on one's own life and actions is a Stoic practice that we have already mentioned. Followers of Stoicism, known as Stoics, devoted time to meditation to ponder their lives, challenges, and actions. This practice helped them assess whether they were acting correctly. In addition, keeping a diary was common, recording thoughts and actions, as written expression often facilitates reflection. Share your thoughts on these Stoic practices in the comments. Tell me which one you found most interesting. I hope this video is useful to start applying Stoicism in your life, providing greater happiness. I leave you 2 additional videos that will surely be of interest to you. See you next time.